Okay, this is Nightmare on Elm Street, and some stuff I'm going to talk about. If you haven't seen it and you're like, I don't want to be surprised, then there might be some spoiler alerts you should be aware of, so I'd stop watching this. I'm basically going to give my impressions, but if I leak anything, watch at your own risk. Okay, the chief difference is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. He had charisma. He was funny. He was kind of witty. In this one, he was gimmicky. All his powers in the original, not on the first couple, but certainly in the later ones, it wasn't enough to try and kill somebody. You had to make it very elaborate, which kind of all winds in with the dream idea, because nothing should be easy in the dream, anyways. It should be bizarre and interesting, and otherwise you're just a serial killer. In this one, it really wasn't the same. There was some shock and awe. There was. But in the original, he had charisma. He had a mission to go and take out the children of Elm Street, and then he discovered he had more power, so he moved on from there. In the remake, instead of being a brilliant psycho serial killer, he's more of a pedophilic douche, would be the right term, I think. I have to check on that. And his lines aren't as good. And also, there's none of this bizarre, supernatural kind of wonderland almost kind of event going on. Like in the beginning of the original one, they're on a bus. I think this is the one. It's one of the beginnings. They're on a bus, and the bus goes off, and all of a sudden the airfall falls away, and the bus is teetering back and forth, and he looks, and there's Freddy coming. He's building off the terror, and he's scaring the hell out of people. In this one, his whole objective, and like I said, spoiler alert, his whole objective was to get Nancy into a coma so he can molest her some more, like he did when he was a human being alive. He killed the other kids at Elm Street too, but you only see like 4 people. And further, it looks like the cast of Twilight's hanging out, and all of the teenagers are full of energy and pizzazz and living that kind of life that nobody really lived when they were growing up, but kind of wish they had or imagined that they had. And this one, the cast really didn't give off any energy, and the behavior of the parents made less sense in slasher flicks than it normally makes. So you had just a lot of falling here, a lot of problems with this. So I gotta say, it's a rental at the very best, and I hope that if they do go on with a second one, that they really reevaluate everything. And also, another thing I think that needs to be brought up is really important. Michael Bay has some very dark issues that he needs to really go see therapy about, because he took kind of a wonderland. I mean, the whole reason everyone likes slasher flicks in the first place is everyone you never liked is in them. Everyone who ever gave you trouble through high school or in college or just in your day-to-day life is usually in a slasher flick in one form or another. And let's face it, a little justice is done. But this was just really, if you want to see the cast of Twilight get slowly wiped out, then I guess it works for me, or it works for you, whoever's watching. But it really lacked the pizzazz, charisma, and just, lack of a better word, pointed humor that you would see in the originals. Now, in the first originals got started off, the first weren't as good, due to budget issues, and they didn't have CGI and all that. But as you moved on, like Dream Warriors and like the last one where they had 3D and all that, it got really wondrous and cool. On this one, like I said, it felt a little bit more like Michael Bay's trying to work through some dark issues. Well, that's that. I will catch everyone later, and I hope this helps. Enjoy your movies.